want to do two things. I want to put this equation into my graphing calculator. Now, you need, Miranda, have you started?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the first thing I need you to do now, you need to watch, go second stat plot. I want the stat plot off. So if you hit enter, notice the on is what's blinking. Move it over one so it says off, and then hit the enter.
Okay, so you go second.
We went second y equals, you have a stat plot, and then turn it off, and now go second quit.
What was the stat plot button?
Above here, you go second y equals. Now go to the y equals, and go down here, and wherever your equation was, hit the clear so it deletes it. Now, the absolute value function is what we're dealing with.
How do you turn it off?
You have to slide the button over one, and then slide it. We need to find this absolute value. Notice the V here? That's called the absolute value, and if you hit the math button, again guys, you need to be on the y equals window, go to your math button. Notice the first one is all fractions to decimals. If you go to num, that stands for number, the ABS is what you want to hit, so hit that. Then put an X in and then have a closed parentheses. Once you hit this, you hit enter, you go second click, and now it's gone. I go to y equals, you do this one, and type in what I just told you. Alright, now you need to put in the X. The X is right here. Close parentheses, hit the enter. Now, since we were playing with the window won't be a standard window, so get zoom 6. Zoom 6. Alright, does everyone have that on your computer, your calculator window?
No. Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm lost.
Now, when you do this, you have to listen and follow the instructions. The first thing you do is you go to y equals. Then, the next thing you have to do is hit math, then go over to num, ABS stands for absolute value, hit X, close parentheses, and then zoom 6. Okay? So does everyone have this graph?
So zoom 6.
Zoom 6 gives you a standard window.
Yeah.
Okay, is everyone there?
Yep.
All right. Right now, we're going to leave your calculator away because we need to work on the written notes. You have to hit math, num, there's ABS, X, parentheses, close, and all right, so does everyone have a standard absolute value? Now, in your notes, we call this the parent function. And what we're going to do is we're going to build off the parent function and look about how to graph that by just knowing the parent. So what we'll do is we'll have this type of arrangement where the A, the H, and the K will move the curve. So we're going to talk about this number right here. So in your calculator, I want you to type that one in as your second equation. So go back to y equals. I'm going to put mine in calculator in position 1. So how do you get the ABS or the
Math.
So you hit the math button, number, ABS, X, close the parentheses, plus 3. And then hit graph. What did that K do to my function?
Oh, mine's different.
See, the blue function is the one I just created. What did it do to the curve? You didn't close your parentheses. If you don't remember to close the parentheses. to you with needs, you need to push yours like this way. Because it has to be outside the parentheses,
I can't.
okay?
Okay, 4.
So you put the X, and then you have to hit the arrow to get
Oh,
it
okay.
past +3, okay? All right, what does that K do to my curve? What did it do to the red parent curve? What did the blue one, how is it different from the parent one, the red one?
Y-intercept is different.
The y-intercept is different. Will you all agree that it just raised the curve 3 units?
Yes.
Yes.
So this it moves the curve vertically. If you would go back to your calculator and type this one in, would you expect it to be down 5 units? Can you see that it just dropped 5 units? So the V is exactly the same. It's just either up or down so many units. All right, so what do we have to change to make it move horizontally? Some of you already know because you did it already.
But
So which of the letters are we going to change, the A or the H?
H.
We're going to change the H. So what the H will do for us, it'll move the curve horizontally. But, see that negative? That's going to cause me some problems. So I want you to go back and I want you to change, and I'm using the blue one, and then I want you to put the black one. So, I'm going back to my calculator. I'm going to change my blue one, which is for me is equation 1. Now, again, the red one is the parent. The blue one is how many units away from where the parent was. So if you look at the red one, that's my parent. How many units away is the blue one? Okay. How many units? 3 units. Didn't it just get slid over 3 units? And if I look in the black one, how many units did it get slid?
5.
5, but it moved left, didn't it? Now, if you look at this, right here, the negative belongs to the equation. So here I have to think double negatives. So this one went right 3, and this one went left 5. So if there's a plus sign here, that means we're going left. But if the minus sign is here, that means we're going right. And you will have to tell me the difference. Okay? Now, before we deal with A, there's a couple of things you need to remember about your graphs. So when you graph, I am not going to ask you for the table, but you must give the vertex. Now, you're going to use your graphing calculator to graph the equations. The calculator will do the tables for you, so you don't have to do that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my calculator, and I'm going to get rid of the top equation, and I'm going to get rid of the bottom equation. And if I look at the table, I just have the 1. So, let me show you where the table is. If you look on the graph, what's the word right above graph?
Table.
So if you go second table, oh, I have an ugly one. Go to window, go to second window,